Now, new scientific research has found that women are drawn to men with psychopathic tendencies. These include confidence, being smooth talkers, and knowing how to get what they want. Now, at first, this behaviour might seem attractive, but actually it could be the start of a controlling relationship, something that MP for Canterbury, Rosie Duffield, recently spoke passionately about in Parliament. It's horrible to hear that said out loud. She was incredibly brave. Is that something that you can relate to, Brenda?
I've spoken once on here very briefly. I was in a relationship where I was mentally and physically abused. And for me, it was more a case of I like to think of myself as a strong female. And so I didn't go to my family with it because my family were the ones that were like, don't like him. But there's this thing you call, that we say you break stick in your ears or brock stick in your ears. You just don't listen and you do your own thing. And I didn't want to believe or be told, even at a certain age, that what to do when it came to relationships. And so I'd be in this relationship and it was mentally and physically abusive. But I didn't realise that while I was in it, because there'd be, the person would say, "Oh, I'm sorry for this," or "I'm sorry for that," and you forgive that, but it's once you're out of the relationship that I realised how toxic that relationship was.
As well, Brenda, what most people on the outside who've not experienced this don't understand how a strong woman who looks like everything is great outside the front door could be experiencing that behind closed doors. And that's why I think that she was so brave to speak so publicly about it.
Yeah,
because there are no bruises, there's no physical signs. And how do you explain to people that when someone looks confident and so assertive and, but they do so many nice things for you,
your family loves
that actually behind closed doors it's an incredibly different story.
Well, Rosie Duffield's speech in full was in one of the newspapers at the weekend, and when I read it, it was like reading some of the episodes that happened to me quite a few years ago now. And I know when I spoke on the show and said that I was in a really controlling relationship, I mean, viewers and people on social media just didn't believe it. But the only way to explain it to an outsider is that you have actually been brainwashed. It's a very subtle process. And I was reading through this checklist of how you spot somebody with these psychopathic tendencies. And so many of the things that I relate to, you pay for almost everything. They are really, really interested in you, but when they've got control of you, you're boring to them. And nothing's ever their fault when anything goes wrong in the relationship.
And they lie and lie.
They lie and lie and lie. And actually, in Lady Anglin Connor's book, she recounts an episode with her husband who was a really controlling person, and she was playing cards with him and she dreaded winning because of how he would behave. And that's exactly what happened to me in my relationship, that we were playing cards and I stupidly won. And the outrage, the temper tantrum was just, I can only just laugh at it now. But at the time, those rages that come from nowhere are terrifying. And you just think, well, I've done nothing wrong, I just had lucky cards.
But then don't you find you spend your time then trying not to get in a situation like that? So you're just constantly trying to gauge what mood they're going to be in, and I won't do that because that'll set him off.
And you can't talk about it with outsiders.
You can't talk about it because with outsiders they go, boy, he seems so lovely, and when you're together, he's very caring, and you want to go,
walking on eggshells.
Walking on eggshells.
You can
tell... And questioning yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was going to say I ended up found that I was changing my personality. Yeah. I'd meet somebody and they'd meet me like this and they'd say, "You look lovely," and then it changed to, "Are you going out in that, or is that what?" And then I found myself thinking, "Oh, do I look that bad?" And because I felt that that's what they were telling me, that's what I was putting out there. So I immediately started withdrawing myself and changing myself, and that's not acceptable.
It's also, why would anyone want you?
Yeah.
You know, you're lucky to have me. Why would anybody want you? Why do you think anyone's going to think you look nice? Look at you.
I know. When I went out once in my car, I left the house in my car, and I wasn't meant to go out. And this person went to the window of my house, got a whole box of eggs and just slung them all over my car and said, "You shouldn't go out without me." And I was just shaking. And it was such a silly little thing. And my friends, I mean, I didn't dare tell them at the time because it was almost so embarrassing.
According to Women's Aid, some common examples of coercive behaviour are, and this is really important if you're at home watching this and you think, but that can't be me, he loves me. Isolating you from friends and family, taking control over aspects of your everyday life, such as who you can see and what you can wear, controlling your finances, repeatedly putting you down, such as saying you're worthless, humiliating, degrading or dehumanizing you, making threats or intimidating you, depriving you of basic needs such as food. If any of those things are ringing bells with you, or if you've been affected by anything that we've just been discussing, there are helplines available on our website.